know what I'm saying? Like, man, you get, like, you be like, I'm gonna be like,
Right, exactly.
That if we get married, and I do, because we do as women and as men have a responsibility of health. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we are supposed to do that. We're supposed to make sure we take care of our bodies and ourselves. If I do decide to go short, I'd be like, babe, but you know what? I got Christina in another room. You know, I can put on my wig on. So it's like, you
said I worked that out for it. I already got plan B on that one.
So it's just, I think with that's something that you could kind of like work with, because if your mate is really, really into who you are and you're into each other, you pick up a couple of pounds, but come on, let's go to the gym together. Like, that can work out. But when the finances start falling apart, it's just certain stuff.
So they say that money is usually the root of all the demise of a lot of relationships.
Like that.
Yeah. It does. So you have
to. I don't have a passion for money at all.
I mean, but you need money.
I wish I did.
I'm sorry.
I really
do.
I've never had a passion for money. I had a passion for having my family together, for us to have everything that we need, and I believe a lot of things that you want, you can create.
But you gotta have.
Nothing. You don't have to be rich.
You have to have.
You just can't be.
No,
you just can't have nothing.
Rich is always rich.
You don't have to. Minimum wage may not work for my household and my lifestyle, but I don't need you to be 7 figures, 8 figures either. It depends on what I'm.
But that's part of what Candy was saying earlier, right? You got to figure out what you need, what ultimately where your deal breakers are. I mean, is it realistic that I'm in love with you, the man, and you go from making $500,000 to $100,000, and I'm saying I'm leaving you because you want to pursue your passion? You're a painter, right? The question is, can you still sustain your family? Can you still meet the needs of the family, or can you still meet my needs? You can have a man who decides he's, it's like, what if he goes from, there's a reason, like one of the questions one of the things that we're going to talk about a little later, and we can talk about it now, is downsizing, right? Is there ever a time when it's appropriate to downsize? So you got this man, he's making $500,000, he's making 6 figures, but he's working 40, he's always at work. He's working 80 hours a week. He's traveling. He's never at home. He can't even be a part of the family. Is that an appropriate time to downsize? Are you willing as a mate, as a partner, to say, oh, I'm good with you making less money because you're home more?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
And that means we got to lose all this shit, though. That means we're taking less vacations. You got to get rid of your car.
Yeah. We need to sign on Craigslist so we sell furniture. But hey, as long as I got my family.
Wait a minute, I wonder. So he can't. Okay, so Joy's got some. Now that's real shit, right? Because he can't do the same things he used to. We can't take the same vacations. We can't buy the same.
We can take a vacation, but we probably can't go to, you can't go far.
You can't stay the 4 seasons.
Exactly. So you're
good with adjusting the lifestyle.
I'm good with that.
Yeah,
I'm good with adjusting.
Because we've been, I'll say this, because I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. So it's like, I knew where I came from.
So I can live rich and I can live poor.
Yeah, I can live. I can poor, but I've been in the middle class. But the thing is, this is just like, I know I'm not about to go to no Super 8. I know where our standards is. I'm not going there. So the thing is, it's just that we, like she said, 4 seasons may be out. So I may have to go down to just the Hilton. I mean, I don't know, but my thing is, it's
not Motel 6.
What if it's
Motel 6?
Go to the 3 season.
We can probably do that.
I'm just saying, buddy.
But you can be creative and just.
What if now all of a sudden your vacations turn into staycations?
Yes.
I'd rather do a staycation in a Motel 8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a staycation is cool.
It comes about love before you even talk about money.
So it's about love.
It's about love. It's about liking him in the 4 seasons or liking him in the motel. Because he could be wealthy and you still don't mind going to Motel 6.
Absolutely.
If you're in love with him, you will go anywhere and follow him with his dreams. It's about love. And he could be, and you'll figure it out if he decides to downsize or you decide. But if love's not there, when he say I'm downsizing, you gonna go what?
We downsizing.
So I'm not going no motel. I can't stand his ass already. I ain't going to motel.
That's true.
Y'all better come over and get all this stuff because I'm not in love like that too.
So love, you mean unconditional.
Unconditional love.
And unconditional love.
Okay.
Right.
That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, well, I mean, no, it's a topic of now.
Yeah. You got to see if he got the same.
But you have to understand what your unconditional love standards could possibly be.
What do you mean by that?
But meaning that in my relationship, I did some things that would be considered unconditional love. But if we were on 5 years prior to that, it would have been a deal breaker for me. So when you're going through that particular things as people, we can say this is our deal breaker. But when that deal breaker,
when that shit hits you,
it may not become your deal breaker like you thought. So as women, I think what we have to do is learn we can give our power and our love and everything. But if it's not managed correctly, for me, I need to know how I can take it back.
Well, I think
and manage it or we can communicate on how it should be managed. And if you're not getting it as an individual, and this goes for any relationship that I am, male, female, friend,
family.
If you're not understanding it, I'll just take it back.
But that's because you're owning your own power in it. I don't think that a lot of women are able to do that. Right. So when you talk about even your language of and your wording of deal breakers and being able to communicate and unconditional love, you have identifiers because you have matured in your journey in relationships across the board. Not all women are that mature in where they are, right? Mm-hmm. So, but one thing I will address, what you said is the deal breakers. We do not have a list of 10 deal breakers. That is just not even realistic, right? 3 or 4, max 5. You can't even keep up with all of that. Mm-hmm. But you're in love. Yeah. You get into an argument. He locks you out the house. That's real. Right?
You locked me out.
He locks you out the house.
It depends on what mood I'm in.
He hits you. Wait. That could be on your deal breaker. Or you say abuse and it's emotional or mental.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Or you say the abuses of alcohol, but you love him. Mm-hmm. And you love him and he's drinking and he's got a disease and it's drugs or it's alcohol. Where it is, so that's the whole. Right. What are your levels of unconditional?
It's in your face. And you have
right. And so now you got to address it. So you're right in that we have to be careful, one, about the deal breakers, what we put, and then is it realistic if it happens? Am I really going to follow through? You know what I hear? And we hear, not just me as LSH, if he cheats, I'm gone. And he cheats.
And you stay right there.
Stay. If he cheats again, I'm leaving.
Stay right there.
Mm-hmm. You stay. And if it's more than one, because that's not reality.
But I think what we're missing here, what no one even mentioned, is basically praying first. So we can say
but when
what
love
we're going
is
to do.
If you love.
But no, what I'm saying is we can say like right now, this is a deal breaker, we're not going to do this. Or if he drop under this, or if he don't get up for work. It's like, but where do we as the woman, wife, sit still and just pray for that man or pray for the situation to make it better, because it does work.
Right. But if you love it, you're going to pray.
So you're going to pray. But no, some people don't.
Right, I'm saying, but that means that sometimes you don't have love. You got to love.
Yeah, so but I'm just saying we were missing all of that. Right. We were missing that because I can easily say, this is what I'm not going to do.
So are you saying that, Pinterest, that you've never met a Christian woman who has some realities that slapped her in the face? Because I would think.
Yeah.
So she's praying. Right. She's praying. Wait a minute. Pastors' wives are praying. They are like the ultimate prayers, and their husband is still doing.
Yeah.
And so I think it depends on your realities.
We have to confront the situation. And I think a lot of times we don't confront. We there's other things that are important to us and we stay quiet and we pray about it. Mm-hmm. We try to do things to make things better. But we don't get in front and we don't say, hey, this is not going to work. You need to do some other things. And then follow up and if they don't do them, do something about it. Move, get out, change the locks, whatever. But sometimes you have to confront them so that they can act, because they won't act.
But why don't you think we do that as women?
Insecurities, investments, feeling like we put so much into something, not wanting to break up our families. I mean, all these things that we're told.
We're not taught.
Yeah, we're not.
We're not taught from the elders on how to manage a healthy relationship, because perhaps they didn't know. And so for me, I tried to teach the young ladies on how to manage this, and even my sons, I only have one, but the young men on how to manage what you want to get into and who you want to invest your time and energy into. So those things need to be taught. But going back to the situation, that man knows how that woman's going to react.
Yes.
So at some point we have to show them who we are, because they know, like, they also choose the ones that they think they could do what they would like to do or not. They're not just haphazardly.
They know your vulnerability.
If this man knows that he may hit a woman, he knows, and he's going to watch how he's going to see if he can manipulate that one. And he'll know that she's not going to go for it at all. So I'm not even going to ask her out.
So he can pick up.
Yes, he can.
He can pick up everybody's aura.
We can pick that up too. We know when a man.
I think they're so good.
They're good at
Because
it.
we give them the power.
We do. I think, know what I feel like when we're in that place of gathering, we don't know. We're in an event. Nobody knows anybody. If you survey the room, they're hunters.
Yes.
And my personal opinion, men are hunters. So it's a very natural, organic thing for them. It's scent. It's your scent. What is that called when you were talking about the pheromones? They're pheromones. Yours. Everybody has a different scent. I think that we let our guard down and we don't pay attention to it the same way because we're not the hunters.
Right. Well, for me, I've had a very, very bad relationship in the past, and I had to find what was the point in it. I couldn't say it was it was a terrible mistake.
You're trying to figure out the lesson in it.
The lesson in is that I can never meet a guy who's a cheater or a dog or abusive and not recognize him right away, because I've discerned it, because I've dealt with it for so long that now I know what not to accept. So now I can walk into a situation and you can be the most attractive guy in the world. I have standards. So if you call me the wrong name on the first conversation, I'm going to cut you off. If you do the wrong thing in the first month of communication, I'm going to cut you off. And I don't feel bad about it. I don't second guess it. But I've had to train myself to say, there's a level. I've set the standard. If you don't meet it, I can't deal with you. So we have to be equally. I want to say equally yoked, but for the conversation, equally, we have to match.
But do you think that it takes only a month? Like, I was just listening to...
I just threw a month out there,
right?
But,
do you think
for instance, there was a guy who called me, an attractive guy. Honestly, I didn't think he would be interested in me because he was very attractive, and I'm a mother of 5. And I told him, I'm a mother of 5. You just read my credit. You don't have bad credit. So I have bad credit and I have 5 kids. You still interested? He goes, absolutely. Why wouldn't I be? But the first conversation we had, he called me a MILF. And it was like, okay, so this is not going to work.
Right.
That's
so he was looking and put you in this category of you're that kind of woman.
So I had to let him know, no, I'm not. So I just cut him off. And now he keeps calling. So now I've intrigued him enough to want him. Now he wants to know more. But I've already decided I'm not interested. So you can be intrigued. I don't care what you look like. I'm no longer interested. Years ago, that would have been fun for me. Oh yeah, well he's intrigued, so I'm going to give him a little this and that.
So you were that woman that if they were interested in you, then you reciprocated, as opposed to wanting to have your own desires.
Now I know what I wanted, and I don't just need a face. I need so much more than just your. I have a specific type, so when that type comes, I'm always shocked because my types, to me, it's like it's over the top, like something that's not realistic.
Well, I think that's interestingly talking with a lot of women. I feel like a lot of time, and this was true for me too. I didn't know enough about myself to have my own desires. So it was like, oh, you like me? Okay, well, okay, I'm going. Now that's not happening. But I think the woman who can own her own, just because you are driving the Bentley and you live in a great house and you can afford to fly me, if I'm not interested in you,
I'm just not interested.
I'm not interested in you.